Righto. One, two, go. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the special council meeting today, 14th of February 2023. I'll get straight to the attendance with apologies and approved leaves of absence. We have apologies from Councillor Crossell and Councillor Langley. Nobody wants to apply for a leave of absence. No, thank you. Public question time. We do have the media in the room, but we don't have any public, so unless the media's got a question. Declarations of interest. I have a declaration from Councillor Fullerton. On the item, there is a single item today, so I don't need to describe that. And the nature of the interest is impartiality, and the extent of the interest is he was a member of the JDAC, which assessed the previous development application for that site, and that application has been withdrawn as is at an end. Yeah. Moving right forward, so items for discussion, councillors. Councillor Fullerton?
I move the
Councillor Fullerton. Okay.
I'm going to move to suspend standing orders.
Well, if it's, I was just waiting to see if you wanted to do that before the motion. No, so
Yes.
Councillor Fullerton, you moved the motion. Do I have a seconder for that move? The motion.
No.
You can still move to suspend standing orders after I do this, but Councillor Fullerton has moved the motion.
Yeah.
Is there a second?
for the motion.
Yeah.
What's the component?
No, he's already moved the motion.
Yeah.
I just need a
Before I
second.
got in to actually move to suspend standing orders.
Oh, okay.
So we're just going to wait. So if no one actually seconds it, it falls over, then I get to move to
No,
suspend
you
standing
don't.
orders.
It lapses.
Don't I? Lapses?
It lapses. I need a seconder.
Yes.
So the motion is on the table. So Councillor Skender, thank you.
Now I can move?
If you wish to move that, yes.
I would like to move that we suspend standing orders.
Thank you. Do I have a second for Councillor Skender? Thank you.
Now I get it.
Yep.
Yeah. So if someone moves the motion, councillors, we have to deal with it.
Yep.
But you may move the motion to suspend standing orders afterwards.
Right.
Happy now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, councillors. Councillor Maslen has suspended standing orders. Would you like to open the discussion, Councillor Maslen?
Thank you. Yes, just in regards to the council, it says here, and the conditions that this constitute planning approval are valid for a period of 4 years. Like council can consider changing that to a period of 2 years. I don't see it being onerous on the developer. They can always come back and ask for an extension. Also, I noted in there that there's conditions around noise mitigation and monitoring during development, but unless I've missed it, there isn't anything there to do with dust suppression or management of the site while it's being developed.
Through you, Mr. Chair, it's exactly the same as the previous conditions. There was nothing mentioned about dust suppression. It's usually during construction. There's a construction management plan that usually needs to be submitted, and during that phase, there's dust suppression as part of that. But once it's developed, it's fully developed. There's no additional dust suppression. The car park will be fully sealed, so there's no gravel car park whatsoever. So, and the remainder of the site not developed will be landscaped with grass.
Okay.
If I may, just through the chair, to clarify, dust suppression during construction, is that what you're particularly concerned about? Okay, so that would be dealt with through the construction management plan, which will be submitted as part of the building
Yes.
application for a building permit.
So that will be addressed?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just interested, there was noise monitoring, mitigation, etc. And I just thought that would be part of it as well.
So the noise, if I'm again through the chair, the noise would be for the actual operation. So once the facility's operating,
I want it operating,
Yeah.
not during construction.
that would be, so.
Through you, Mr. Chair, the noise would be for the occupants after multiple dwellings.
Okay. Got it.
Different from outside noise.
Has anyone else got anything?
That's the reasoning for the, I think I know, but for the 2 years rather than the 4 years, with your experience in the real estate industry, etc., what's your main?
I think basically so that we've got some sort of actual progress happening in a shorter term. I believe they are genuine in getting this development underway, and we really want them to get it going. But also then we are at risk of basically them taking up to 3.5 years and doing nothing about it if they choose to.
Can I ask subsequently then, before you have to answer then, are there any implications with going from the 4 to the 2 years, or is the 4 years that we have come up with internally, or is that at their request?
At their request, they asked for the 4 years. We'd initially put 2 years, which is pretty standard. They'd asked for the 4 years. Bearing in mind, when they asked for 4 years, it was for the
Full.
full development.
That's right.
the
This
full
is just
3
stage
stages.
1.
So
So that's why I think it wouldn't be unreasonable to expect to be some sort of movement and development with it being only stage 1 within 2 years.
I might just check with Mr. Lowe to see if there's anything.
And Mr. Chair, yeah, the applicant did still request another 4 years for the stage 1 as well. However, if council decides to implement a 2 year, there's always the option of extension.
May I ask Mr. Lowe a question? What's stopping them coming back later if they've fought it, and they can explain why that it's taken longer than 2 years and they're going to need an extension to come back and ask for another 2 later?
There's no problem.
There's no problem. So I don't. So I think 2 is reasonable.
I guess for developers, sometimes they see that as a risk because if council changes in 2 years, they may not get an
Yeah.
approval. So it's a slight risk for them. That's why I would say developers would err on the side of caution to try and get as long approval period as possible.
Councillor Fullerton, I just need to check, I forgot, there's 2 parts to this officer's recommendation. You did move both parts?
On block.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't really do that.
Are you happy with that? Thank you. Any other questions, councillors?
Just a point to Councillor Maslin, the statutory limit is 4 years for a development assessment panel, so they've described the maximum. Because they can drive 110 kilometres an hour. If you want to choose to drive at 80, so be it.
Yep. Okay. That's
Okay. Councillor
most people, I think.
Councillor Maslin's moved to go back.
Or do you need to amend that motion?
No. Do-
Yeah.
Can I have a second, please? Councillor Vanderler, all those in favour? Thank you. Councillor Fullerton, would you like to open the debate on this item?
You have a second to say.
You have Councillor Skender. Seconded.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Councillor Skender, for doing that. And I have to declare that this has been before Chamber and it went to a development assessment panel. That's been withdrawn and amended. I was a member of that panel. So that out the road. This is an historic construction. This is as historic as the development of the Port Hotel. Previously, the land was used for the Carnarvon Courthouse, the police station, jail, the loco shed for the Harbour and Whites Department, and my grandfather's house was also located about where the big tree is. My father took a photograph of the German prisoners when they were there, and that big tree is in that photograph. It's over at the library. So its physical and historical connection with the centre of the town of Carnarvon is critical. The guys brought their camels in, not Uncle Merton, but my granddad, and swung around past the port where they had a few drinks, and then past the Gascoyne where they had a few more drinks, and then they came around and headed out to the Sandhurst to have some more drinks to head up to back out to Glenberg to pick up some more wool. Beautiful. And the courthouse and the police station were put on that corner for a very specific reason. It's central and most building in the town. In the late 60s, the old police station, courthouse and jail were demolished, and the new courthouse that we've just had demolished was put back in its place. Rebuilt on the side. Then later, the Gascoigne Traders Depot was demolished, and Councillor Maslin's father, President at the time, Maslin, saw the opportunity and convinced the public that we'll demolish this existing courthouse and put the new courthouse out at Babbage Island Road on the corner of Babbage Island Road and Robinson Street, which it is. So this isn't an ad hoc 5-minute thought. This has been a long time in the process because we didn't know that this proponent was going to come, but we knew there was going to be somebody. So we were ready for it. This is really good forward thinking. And the development's been proposed, and I must recognise, which I have, that past President Dudley John Andrew Maslin to the instigator and support of the idea, and I do remember the protests that were held when Ken McGowan put his truck on the Traders Depot and Alana McTiernan and then Minister for Lands came up and they were this way, that way, and the community basically insisted that this development be facilitated and done. And halfway through it, it's been up. We've accepted all the terms and conditions previously in this chamber for technical reasons. It's now back here again. That's over, that's done. Let's get this moving. And I'd really ask everybody here, past, present and future, to support this development. Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, Councillor Fullerton. Councillors, I've made a mistake. In fact, the part 2 is by absolute majority, so councillors, we're only voting on part 1. And this one, and I'll need a mover after this is dealt with to do part 2. Speakers against the motion?
Can I ask a question? Councillor Fuller, we accept an amendment to change it from a period of 4 years to a period of 2 years?
No, Councillor Maslin, I would not. The basis is that's a maximum term. They could have it done in 12 months. I know that this is a big plan. It's in an isolated area. There's a raft of reasons why I personally, if I was the developer, I'd be looking for that maximum term. So as not to have to come back maybe in 2 years' time because the steel didn't turn up or it was the wrong size or it was the wrong quality steel and we have to send it all back to Perth and get it all back up against new stuff. All those things can go wrong. And you know full well that cyclones, floods, a whole raft of things can go wrong between here and there. And these people have asked for their statutory limit, and I believe they're going to have it. Thank you.
Fair enough.
Thank you, Councillor Fullerton, for the answer. Speakers, any further speakers for the motion? There being no further speakers for the motion, would you like to close the debate, Councillor Fullerton?
Well, I thank you, sir. And I iterate again, this is a marvellous thing, been long awaited, and it's integral to the entire development of that Robinson Street, Port Hotel in the 1880s, all the way through to this wonderful development that's been brought up. Thank you.
With that, councillors, all those in favour? Thank you. Officer's recommendation, part 2, and this is to waive the planning application fee as requested by the applicant. Do I have a mover, please? Councillor Fullerton. Seconder, Councillor Scanber. Councillors, is there any debate on this item?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, you may.
How much is the fee that we're looking at being requested to waive?
$11,280.
$11,281.
Page 6, isn't it?
11,281.
Can I ask another question? Has there been any other requests from any other developers, local or otherwise, to waive a development application fee that's been? So this is the only one.
That should be there.
And this is stage 1 of a 16 million, 3 stages. Is it a $16 million project? 12.5 million. And we've already given consideration to the reduction of parking bays, non-required, etc., and haven't asked for cash in lieu for any of that. Okay. No worries, thank you.
Councillor Fullerton.
May I ask a question, sir?
Keep it to a question, please, councillor.
Mr. Lowe, through the chair, Mr. Lowe, has this developer already faced fees for previous lodgements?
Mr. Chair, yes, it has.
Thank you.
Can I ask through the chair how much?
Previous, actually, Mr. Chair, the previous application was slightly more than this for the council fee and another 9,000, almost 10,000 for deputies.
Right. So he has paid some fees prior.
Councillor Fullerton, you open the debate?
Then if I speak, I'll essentially close it. Does that matter?
No, I just wanted to confirm you have opened the debate. So, councillors, are there any speakers against the motion? Any further speakers for the motion? Councillor, you may now stand and close the debate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Councillor Maslin, for your inquiry as to fees. I believe not waiving the fees would pose a double jeopardy on behalf of the proponent. I know it's at an end, but they don't get refunds. So, you know, they're spending a shirtload of money in our town for which we will benefit. 11 grand, let's put that to you really.
Thank you, councillor Fullerton. I'll put it to the vote though. All those in favour?
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you very much. Matters for which the meeting is closed to the members of the public, there are none. With that, councillors, thank you for your making the effort to attend today. Well done. Appreciate it. And I'll close the meeting.